Every year about this time, it becomes crunch time for us on the channel. Why is that? Because we got Ford Takeover coming up right around the corner. Now, Ford Takeover is an event that I go to every year. It's put on by Foxcast Media. If you guys want to come out and meet us, that is the place to be. It's awesome. It's in Jackson, Tennessee. I'll put the information up on the screen for you guys, but that's why it's crunch time. We got to get whatever car it is that we're going to bring ready. We'll talk about that today in the video. Also, Berger's car, what's coming up for it, Andrew's car, and the Poop Coupe. But first, I want to show you guys a few things that we got for the Gray Ghost. Here we have our nice new retro Bluetooth radio. Yeah, I got to show you all this. There's a reason why I'm unboxing this. So I ordered this radio thinking, okay, cool. I'll just plug this thing in and we're good to go, right? Oh no, just wait till you guys see this. Here's the radio. What even is this? Connections stuffed inside of it. You have to build the damn thing, I guess. I did not expect that. I want y'all to look at the parts. Just the parts alone for a freaking radio, y'all. So I guess this is more like a universal kit, but look at all of the stuff that comes in this for a freaking radio. Anyway, with that being said, we do have our retro sound Bluetooth radio for the 65. So next up, we've just got some straps, because remember we had some hose under the car that we didn't have enough straps for. It was kind of hanging, so got some of those. Also right here is, I think, the color that we used on the dash. I never showed it in the video. We went back, we've tried to look, and we cannot figure out what color it was that I used on the dash. I do remember it being a spray can, and this is BMW Space Gray. I'm almost positive that this is what we used, because I still have to spray the ashtray lid in there. All right, next up, we've got our nice air cleaner that I ordered off Amazon for like 60 bucks, which is kind of expensive if you think about it, but it is cast, it's aluminum, it's heavy as hell. But I'll take you guys over to the car and I'll show you the problem that we have. I think it looks pretty cool, but we're gonna paint it to match the valve covers, so it's dark blue. And remember, this throttle bracket's coming off, we're gonna put the black bracket on. So I think it'll look really good with this matching that. But as you can see, probably from the video already, this thing sits up way too high. I say way too high. The hood will close. Well, the hood almost closes. I'm probably just gonna have to take this spacer completely off. I hate to do that, but it's probably gonna have to come off. But either way, what do you guys think about that? I think it looks pretty good, and I think it's gonna look even better once we paint it to match. So we've got that for the car. We also have to finish tidying up some stuff under the hood of the car, just wiring and stuff. I've started with some looming, but I just never got around to finishing it. So that's coming up here soon. Also, we got a bunch of other parts coming for this car. We're basically gonna finish this car up with this next order. There will always be a few things, you guys know that. You guys, I finally did it. I finally bit the bullet, and we're going big brakes on, of all cars, the 65. Now, why is that? John and myself took this car out. So we're gonna take it down the road and test it out. You know, down the 4-lane, you know, we're 65, 70 mile an hour. Car's doing great, y'all. We're enjoying this thing. We're looking at each other like, hell yeah, this thing rides smooth, it's got plenty of power. Well, I went to turn and had to slow down from like 65 or 70, and it almost snatched me into the other lane. Like, it took all I could do to keep this car from going into the other lane. Well, that wasn't the worst of it all. So I'm holding the wheel, and I go to bear on the brakes more so that I can make my turn, and then it snatches this way. That's it. John looked at me, he's like, oh hell no, that's not gonna work. This thing's dangerous, and it is. It's very dangerous. Now, this car does have, let me turn you guys around. So for anybody wondering, this car does have drum brakes, obviously, front and rear, and it has brand new brakes on it. So it's got brand new brake shoes. We rebuilt this. I thought I had them adjusted outright. So I know you guys are gonna say, well, you need to balance them out, you need to adjust them. That's true, but I'm done. I'm done. Drum brakes in the rear, I'm good with. Guys, I'm over this. This car almost killed me back whenever I was a teenager. So my dad lived in Colquitt, Georgia. So I'm driving the car around and come to an intersection, no brakes at all, had to go through the intersection. Luckily, there was another road I could kind of get off on. Didn't hurt anything, didn't hit anybody, but it could have been very, very bad. Well, here's the weird thing. I get out, I check the brake fluid, car's got brake fluid in it. Get back in it, brakes are fine. I'm like, oh, hell no. All right. This car has it out for me when it comes to brakes. So we are going to put some nice upgraded brakes on this car. I think you guys are going to absolutely love it. We're finally going big brakes. We didn't go as the biggest. I almost did it. I almost pulled the trigger. But so that's coming up next for this car. We've got the emblem for the grill that's coming, the GT350 style Shelby emblem up there on the grill. We've got floor mats for the car, all the new pads for the pedals and the chrome trim, and all that stuff's coming. So let me show you something. Here's, we've been dealing with this thing leaking, and I thought I had fixed it, but it still had a little bit of oil drippage. Here's the issue, I think. Watch this. If I can get it out. Okay. So you guys see this is round, right? That looks like a round hole, but it's not. And it has an indention on top and bottom right here for the like twist-in lock style. And I think that's what's happening. It's leaking around those two spots. So this is going to have to be replaced with the push-in twist-on style. Ooh, I just crushed that thing. Those are not cheap, by the way. So anyway, I ordered 2 of those for the car. That way we can go ahead and get all this oil issue fixed. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but we did get a Hurst shift knob, an actual Hurst shift knob for my dad, because that's what he wanted, a white one. And that thing has worked out great. I absolutely love it. It fits in the palm of your hand perfectly. So love this thing. Guys, the TKX is an absolute perfect transmission for this car. And the reason why I say it is the shifter in this thing is so tight that normally with a short throw handle, like in a Fox body, it's a handful. It's tough to shift. Not in this car, not with this longer handle. It's perfect. So our interior switches, I ordered those as well, and that should pretty much finish up the interior. But yeah, I got to put this crazy radio in. So there's that. All right, so enough about that. I know you guys probably are tired of first gen content. Let's talk about Fox bodies for a second. What have we got coming up Fox body related? Well, you guys are going to love this. Berger ordered a TKX full kit from Hanlon Motorsports, and it's coming in this week. So we're going to be taking out the T5 and putting a TKX twin disc clutch, the whole shit and shebang, if you guys know what that means, all in Berger's Fox body. That's really the missing link. That car runs excellent, but the weak link is that T5. Plus, it's been grinding and everything else lately. So, huge shout out to Hanlon. You guys know we love to work with them, and they helped my boy Berger out, and that makes me happy. Berger has been busting his butt over here on the channel, helping us out. So, it was nice for Hanlon to step in, cut him a little bit of a break on this setup. So, that's coming up next week on the channel more than likely. So, one other thing before we leave the 65. Hopefully, this week I will have both rear ends, 8.8s, and we're going to start on that. And if I can get these rear ends this week, we'll probably do the 8.8 in the 65 this weekend. I'm super excited about that. It will have a set of cow tracks on it at some point, and that's going to wrap this up, y'all. That's going to wrap up the 65. That's as far as we're taking it, at least for now. And I don't really know what else I could do to it. Maybe a set of subframes. I've been talking with Stiflers, and I'm trying to get them to make us some first-gen parts. We are working on a few things because some things are interchangeable, so stay tuned for that. We're going to see if we can't get a few Fox body, like universal style stuff to work over here in the 65. So we're working with them, and we're going to see what we can't come up with on some different stuff. All right, now back on to the Fox body stuff. We still have the poop coupe to do. So we got this 393 over here. Let's talk about this for a second because I don't want to lead you guys on. Oh yeah, by the way, here's the type cap that's supposed to go on those valve covers. See the little ears? I just saw it laying there. I thought I'd show you. That's what we ordered, some new ones. All right, so the 393, we've not forgotten about this at all. I cannot wait to get this thing in the poop coupe. But here's the deal. We've come so far on the 65. I hate to stop. I mean, we are getting after it. Y'all, I never expected after we painted this car to be as far along as we have been and stay as steady on it. That's a huge shout out to everybody that's been helping. John, Papa T, Berger, Andrew, everybody that's had a hand in this car. That's why we've been able to push so hard. Well, guys, we're so close now that I hate not to go ahead and finish it up because although I love my 65, it is my pride and joy. Fox bodies, when I get wrapped up in those things, It's crazy. It's mayhem because I know all the ins and outs of them, right? And once we dive in, I just know where to go, and it's just so easy to do. Where this car, I'm hot on it right now. I need to finish it out. So, and we're extremely close to finishing this car. Let's get back to this 393. When is it going to go in the poop coupe? Well, originally we were going to have this in the car for Ford Takeover, and we were going to take the poop coupe. It's looking like we're probably going to have to take the 65. Because we have so much more work left to do on it and so many parts to install, I just don't know that we're going to have the time and or the money to do this. Now, I know you're probably thinking to yourself, well, dude, you already got the motor. I mean, what have you got to do? You got a transmission, you got the motor, just drop it in. Well, you guys know these things will nickel and dime you to death, so it's not as easy as you might think. So it's not as cheap as a lot of people think it is to do something like this. It takes a lot of time and a lot of money, but we'll see. It is not forgotten, I promise you. And remember, when that engine comes out of the poop coupe, it's going in the Calypso. Calypso's going to get some fresh paint in some spots. We're going to put our wheels back on it, and that's going to be our nice street car that we drive around. AC and all, everything back on it. Okay, so we got a lot of stuff coming up this year. Now, next up, I want to talk about Andrew's car because he is still working on it. He's been working a lot of overtime lately, so he hasn't had a lot of time to really work on the car, on the engine, I should say. So, as you all know, Andrew's car has been repainted. The interior's been redone on this thing. The only thing that's really left is the engine and the engine bay to finish out on this car. Well, Andrew's extremely close to getting his 306, 308, I can't remember, whatever it is, done. And it's going to be nasty. You know, I think you guys are really going to like this setup because it's not a budget setup so much, but it's a setup that I think is realistic for a lot of people. And it's going to show out for being so small of an engine. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be nasty. It's got a big ass hydraulic roller cam in it. We'll probably see him be done with that thing in the next month or two. Should be done, should have it in the car. I don't know if it'll be done by Ford Takeover, but either way, it's coming soon, right? And you talk about a shot of nitrous. This boy's going to split the block. I'm telling you, y'all stay tuned because it's going to be a hell of a ride. I know Andrew, and he's going to pop it with more than what he's popping it with now. So we'll see how that goes. Also, we got some new gear that we're releasing. Now, we don't release a lot of new gear throughout the year. We just don't. We typically wait until around Ford Takeover. That way we can bring the gear to you guys and have something different and make it worth your while if you are going to Tennessee to see us. Also, if you guys haven't seen, Foxcast has released some awesome gear. And boy, when he dropped these, he dropped a bombshell. They look awesome. So you guys go over and check out my buddy Foxcast and see what he's got. I'm going to pick up some of the merch. I can promise you that. It looks really good. But with that being said, we do have some new stuff ourselves. So I'll go ahead and show you guys kind of like a rough draft of what we've got. And all this stuff should be ready by Ford Takeover. I just wanted to come out and kind of give you guys an update of what's going on and what to expect on the channel because we got a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of moving parts to this thing to make all of this work. And right now my main focus is on the 65. I do appreciate all of you guys that didn't come here initially for 65 first gen content. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us because it's been rough. It's been a chore because I've had to push through and learn a lot about this car that I did not know about. But at this point now on this car, there's not one nut, not one bolt that I have not touched on it. It's all been done in-house and I'm very proud of the car. So I appreciate you guys hanging in there and sticking with us through this because it's been a hell of a ride. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it. So we're still a Fox Body channel. This has went on a lot longer than I thought it would. But I promise you, we've been busting our butts trying to get it done so that way it doesn't linger, okay? A lot of big things coming up here in 2024. And I told you guys this first of the year. I remember telling everybody, hey, this is going to be different. I'm really going to focus on motivation. And I'm going to knock some stuff out this year. Now, guys, if I'm being completely honest with you, I don't know how much longer we're going to go in this capacity, meaning we have really busted a lot of stuff out. We have busted our asses. We got a lot of work done. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't want to do this forever. I can't turn wrenches to this level and have a family and have a job forever. I don't want to do it. So at some point, we got to chill. So guys, I don't know what it's going to look like. We may keep going year after year after year. I don't know. But at this moment, I feel like this was kind of my swan song, if you will. And I feel like towards the end of the year, once we get these other cars done, that we're going to kind of chill some. which I'm excited for. If I'm being honest with you, I'm really excited to just do more live streams, talk about the cars, go drive them, compare them, you know, do little things to them. Builds are wearing on me. I mean, look at me. I look like I've aged 15 years since I started the channel, and a lot of it's got to do with the stress of all of this. I enjoy bringing you guys this content, and I want you to get out there and push hard, work your ass off, be proud of what you've done and what you've accomplished. I want that for you, but at the same time, remember to be smart, okay? Don't neglect your other obligations in life just over cars and stuff, but I really do want you guys to get off your asses and get out there and do some work. But just be mindful, don't go too crazy, okay? With that being said, I look forward to seeing you guys at Ford Takeover in Jackson, Tennessee. Please come out and hang out with us. This weekend is going to be a big weekend if we get the rear end in. We're going to do that, and then we got Berger's car coming up. Then we've got to finish this car. We got a lot of shit coming, a lot of shit. The Calypso, don't forget the Calypso, because it's in there right now hiding out, and she will be back. All right, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. And as always, thanks for watching. God, that was a hell of a rant.